Hello, I'm your host, Alexis Roble, and on this podcast, my goal is to provide you with information, tools, and resources that empower you to reach your highest potential. I'll interview fascinating and insightful guests and share pieces of my own journey as well. This is the Built for Strength podcast. All right, friends, welcome back to another solo episode. Thank you for joining me today. I am sorry, this is like the weirdest setup. I'm just sitting in the middle of the floor in my bedroom. I also am apologizing after or before every solo episode because the setup is just so weird. I'm hoping to get like a beanbag chair or something so that this looks a little bit more natural instead of me literally just sitting crisscross applesauce. Well, gee, that was childish in the middle of my floor. But this week, I wanted to talk about or give you guys a little bit of a recap of the 2024 Open. So this was my third CrossFit Open, and going into this one, I was definitely more confident than the last two. The first one, I had just started CrossFit like 3 months ago. I was super new to it, couldn't do a pull-up. And I wasn't really sure what I was capable of that first one, and it didn't go super well. I wasn't really happy with the results, but I didn't care that much at that point. So I think I was in the 14-15 division that year. I was 15, or I was just about to turn 15. And so I think I finished probably 73rd percentile, I want to say. Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, 73rd percentile. So not amazing. Better, now that I think about it, better than I should have done. So I'm not really sure how that worked out. But anyway, so that was my first one. The second one, which was last year, I went into it with probably too high of expectations, and I came out on the other side 67th percentile. That was my first year in the 16-17 division. So I had to do everything, all the standards or all the weights, RX. And the workouts last year just didn't really play to my strengths as much. And also I just wasn't proficient at all with gymnastics. And the first workout had 50 toes to bar in it all in one shot. And I couldn't even do toes to bar yet, but I wanted to do the workout RX, so I got 39 toes to bar before the time cap and ripped the living crap out of my hands. And then the second workout, which one was that one? I do not remember what the second workout was, but I didn't do great on that one either. And then the last workout, which was snatches, double unders, wall walks, at least for the first part, and then it progressed to like strict handstand push-ups or whatever. I didn't make it that far, but I did better on that one than I did on the other two. So yeah, I was a little bit disappointed after that one, but it definitely made me realize like, oh, you're really not as good as you think you are. Because I went into that one, I was like, yeah, I'm amazing at this. And then I was like, oh, I'm not really all that great at pull-ups or gymnastics, and I can't really lift that heavy of weight. So it was a little bit of a wake-up call. I was like, oh yeah, I need to work a little bit harder at this if I want to actually be good at it. So yeah, I was a little bit disappointed after that one. And so going into this year, I have put in so much work between last Open and this Open. And I knew that I was so much better than I was last year. I've hit a lot of PRs. I've gotten a lot better at gymnastics. Still not great at gymnastics, but we're getting there. But yeah, so this year I knew that there was going to be gymnastics that came up that I wasn't going to be able to do or wasn't proficient at. So muscle ups. I knew there's muscle ups almost every year in the Open. And so I knew that was going to be a limiting factor in one of the workouts. But I also know that in past years they have the muscle ups, but you have to get there. Like, it's not at the beginning of the workout. And so that was kind of I was kind of holding out hope for that the muscle ups wouldn't be in the beginning of the workout, and so that I would be able to get a relatively good score before I got to the muscle up part of the workout. So that was my headspace going into this year's Open. So the first workout, 24.1, which was 21 dumbbell snatches on one arm, 21 burpees over the dumbbell, 21 dumbbell snatches on the other arm, 21 burpees over the dumbbell, then 15 snatches on one arm, 15 burpees over the dumbbell, 15 snatches on the other arm, 15 burpees over the dumbbell, and then 9 of all of that. And when I first saw that workout, I was like, ooh, that's gonna hurt. And it did. And I think also part of it, it's just that first week of the Open, you're just nervous. You see the workout, you're like, oh, that's gonna hurt really bad. Also, I'm not great at dumbbell snatches. Also, they were all on one arm. So I was super nervous for that workout. It got announced on Thursday, and I was just thinking about it the rest of the day and kind of psyching myself out. And I just didn't go into Friday morning with that great of a headspace. So I did it at 6 a.m. on Friday morning after the announcement on Thursday, and wasn't happy with what I got. I got 10:57 for that first attempt, and yeah, just wasn't happy with it. And it was just nagging at me all day on Friday. And so on Saturday morning, I was like, I can't do this anymore. I'm just gonna redo it. And so I redid it, and I got 10:08 was my time. And so I was happier with that. I would have liked to get sub 9, but I was not going to do that workout again. So yeah, that was the first workout. And after that, I was like, okay, I identified some of the mental side that was going on, like the mental limiters. So one of the things that I was thinking about going into that workout was like, I'm so afraid that I'm just going to see people around me that are going faster than me, and I'm going to want to go as fast as them, and then I'm going to burn out and not be able to do the workout or do good, not be able to finish strong on that workout. And so I was already going into it with that headspace like, oh no, I'm going to go out too fast because everyone else is going out too fast. And like when you're anxious going into a workout like that, it spikes your heart rate real fast. And when it's a short workout like that, you don't want that to happen. So that's what happened. So I identified that in that first one, and I was like, okay, we need to fix that. And then the second one was, okay, yeah, it's gonna hurt, but you get to control the pain. So it was really about me taking control of the workout, and that was kind of the headspace that I needed to go into all of the rest of the workouts and my reattempt on Saturday morning with. And that definitely helped me for the last 2 workouts. So anyway, I did that workout. And then on Monday I looked at the leaderboard a lot over the weekend. Probably not a good thing. But then on Monday, after the submissions closed and everything, I was in 162nd place out of my division, which is 1,500, 1,600 girls. So I was happy with that. I knew that it wasn't an amazing workout for me, even though I am, short, 5'3", and that should be a good workout for me. It just wasn't. So that was the first one. Second one, I was excited for. 20-minute AMRAP, 300-meter row, 10 deadlifts at 125 for the women, 185 for the guys, and 50 double unders. Y'all, I love me some double unders, so I was excited for this one. Not so much of a deadlift and row girly, but it is what it is. I got those double unders and I really wanted those. So going into that workout, my strategy was, what was my strategy? Oh yeah, okay. So we're gonna breathe on the rower, take the rower to catch your breath, not going slow, but going slow enough to where you're not dying on the rower. And then going into the deadlifts, breaking at 5, picking it back up immediately, doing 5 for the 10, and then going unbroken for all the double unders. And so something that helps me is I write the workout on the whiteboard, and then I will break it up and write some of my notes about my strategy on the whiteboard. And even though it's already in my head, it helps to write it down, I don't really ever look at it throughout the workout because I know what I've written down already, and it's not very detailed. But it just helps me to write it down and be like, this is what I am doing. I am putting it I'm making it concrete. I'm writing it down so that I can see it, everyone else around me can see it, and I can be held accountable and stick to that strategy. So, oh gosh, sorry, that was loud. So that was the strategy going into that workout, and I stuck to that almost to the T. The last 2 or 3 rounds of deadlifts, I did the first 5, and then I broke 1 or 2 times after that to get to 10. Excuse me. And so that was pretty much the only part of the workout that I didn't quite stick to my strategy, but I was like, my grip was really hurting. My grip was really tiring out. And the rower, I did my best on the rower, but just as the workout went on, I got more fatigued and the pace slowly started creeping up. And by the end, I was at like 218, 216. Sometimes I'd even got up to 220 at one point pace for like per 500 meters. And at the beginning, I was holding like under 210, which I don't think it would have helped if I went out slower on the rower and just tried to maintain that, just because everything else in my body was so fatigued. Like I just couldn't hold on to that pace. And for the double unders, I went unbroken all of the rounds. So I was proud of that. And I really dug deep for that workout. I got almost 8 rounds. I didn't get the double unders in the 8th round. So initially, after I finished that, I was disappointed. I was like, seriously, you couldn't have gotten 8 freaking rounds? Like, it was 50 double unders. It's like 20, 30 seconds. And so I was really frustrated and just kind of beating myself up. I was texting my coach, like, why? And I was texting another woman that I'm close with back home in Arizona, just like frustrated with myself. And as the weekend went on, I was like, okay, you know what? It's like I wasn't going to redo it because I dug so deep and I knew that I had given my absolute best to that workout. And so there wasn't really a point in redoing it. And so I kind of just started to, come to terms with that over the weekend, and feeling a little bit better about my score every day. And I didn't look at the leaderboard all weekend. I submitted my score on Friday, and then I did not look at the leaderboard. I would not allow myself to do that until Monday night, 5 p.m. when submissions close, or maybe it was 6 p.m. where I'm at. I don't know. And so I looked at the leaderboard that Monday night after submissions had closed. I was like, oh wow, I did better than I thought. I finished 88th overall, which, like I said, 1,500, 1,600 girls in my division. I was so happy with that. I'm still so happy with that. I'm so proud of that because I dug so freaking deep for that workout and I gave it my absolute best. And that was a 20-minute AMRAP. That's a long workout. And I pushed myself into the pain cave, and I just really am proud of that performance. And so the last workout, I knew after that second workout got announced, I was like, okay, the gymnastics is coming. I know that it is. And so it was kind of just the fact that no, let me back up. Sorry. I was not upset. I was not nervous for it because I knew it was coming. And like I said before, generally, if there's muscle ups, they are not until the end of the workout. And so I was kind of holding on to that hope, and it ended up being the case. So the last workout was starting with 5 rounds of 10 thrusters at 65 pounds for the ladies, 95 pounds for the guys, 10 chest to bar pull-ups, 5 rounds of that, rest 1 minute, and then you do 5 rounds of 7 thrusters at 95 pounds for the ladies, 135 for the guys, 7 bar muscle ups. And so I looked at that, I was like, okay, I can push that first part and just try and get that tie break time as low as possible. and do those first 7 thrusters at 95 pounds and, use the rest of the time to try and get a bar muscle up. Sorry, time cap for that was 15 minutes. And so that was my plan going into it. And also, I was a little bit less nervous going into this workout because I just was going to be doing less work than people that have muscle ups, because I don't have a muscle up, and so I can't go any further in the workout. And so that was kind of a little bit of a relief, if I'm being honest, because I knew that I wasn't going to have to dig as deep as I did the week before. And so I did that work. I did the first part of the workout. It went well. The chest to bar went very well, considering I had just gotten my chest to bar proficient-ish in the last month or two. So I was proud of how I did. I started with breaking the chest to bar 4 reps, 2 reps, and I did that for the first 2 or 3 rounds. I can't remember. And then the last 2 or 3 rounds, I tried to get those first 4, and then I would break at 3 and then 2. Or a little, I wasn't really super strategic about the breaking of the chest to bar in those last 2 or 3 rounds. I was just trying to get through them and just make sure that I was completing every rep. So yeah, that was the last workout. My tie break time for that was 7:56, which I am proud of. I know it's not crazy impressive, but I did my best. Again, thrusters, chest to bar, not my strong suit. But yeah, those are so I did those first 7 thrusters at 95 pounds. That was heavy. And I tried to get a bar muscle up probably 4 or 5 times. It didn't happen, but I'm getting there, and I will get there, and I'm excited for it. And I've just kind of been, not intentionally, I've just been kind of visualizing it a lot lately. And so I'm excited for when that moment comes, and I know it will come soon. So with those times, with those finishes, with those placements, I'm looking to finish and make it to quarterfinals. That's pretty much in the bag, because I was at the 92nd percentile at the end of that second week, and so I'm not going to drop however many 17, I don't know, might be a little bit more than that, 17 percentage points just from not doing as well in that last workout. So I'm looking to move on to quarterfinals, which is super exciting. That has been my goal since last year. And I'm not sure if I'm going to finish in the top 10%. I'm hoping that that's the case, because in the past, quarterfinals is top 10%, and they increased the people going to quarterfinals to top 25% this year. And so I just wanted to meet the original standard of the goal I had set. So the goal I had set last year was to go to quarterfinals this year, and that was before they changed it to top 25%. And so I still want to be in the top 10% this year. That would be great. I would be so ecstatic about that. We shall see. It is Saturday now. We'll see on Monday if I'm there. If I'm not, it's totally okay. I'll still be going on to quarterfinals. And now that I'm looking at it, top 200 is semifinals in my age division. And so depending on what the quarterfinals workouts are, that might be in the cards. And that would be a dream. That would be so exciting. I would be so excited for that. If it doesn't happen, I will also be okay with it. Mostly because I haven't even thought about that at all this year, because I was just thinking I want to go to quarterfinals, and that was all. So if I get to move on to semifinals, that would be amazing. I would be, again, super ecstatic. But if not, it's fine. I have a lot planned for this year. And since the last time that I kind of updated you guys on my 2024 season, I found out that the Desert City Classic, the competition in November that I'm planning on doing, they're doing a qualifier for that instead of the normal just signing up and getting to come and participate. They're doing a qualifier in June. So I will be doing that qualifier with the hopes of qualifying for Desert City Classic and getting to make a trip down to Arizona in November. Oh, sorry. I thought my computer was dead. No, it's not. But yeah, so that was my open. I am super excited, you guys, for what these next few years have in store, for how much progress I'm gonna make. And again, I'm just super happy to have someone now, to have a coach who believes in me, and who wants to help me make it to my goals, and who cares about my goals, and who is supporting me in this journey, whatever it ends up being. So, I'm not where I want to be right now, but I have big dreams. I'm working hard to get there. I have people supporting me and in my corner. I have an amazing gym that I get to go to and train at. And yeah, I'm super excited for what these next few years have to bring. And I will keep you guys updated along the way. I've been thinking a little bit about the YouTube vlogging thing, because I did one or two of those and I haven't posted another vlog since. I don't know. I know I should push through the uncomfortableness of filming myself, but it is in fact very uncomfortable. I'm not good at it at all. Sitting down and talking for me like this is totally fine, but just recording what I'm doing in my everyday life seems strange and also boring, because I do a lot of the same things every day and I eat a lot of the same things every day. So it's like, yeah, I'm eating chicken and rice again. Surprise, surprise. You all wanted to see that and we're all super curious about what I was eating. So yeah, I'm thinking about that and I will keep you guys updated on that. I'm going to keep posting the podcast, the video podcast on there. So if you guys are interested in watching, I'm glad. If you're just listening, I am also glad you're here. So thank you for being here and listening. I'm really enjoying these different formatted podcasts. I think I've said that every week since I started doing it. Like I said, I enjoy repeating myself. I am a creature of habit, so get used to that. But yeah, like I said, I'm thinking about the YouTube thing. If I get some sort of inspiration, I will, try and document that, film that. Just still trying to come up with ideas for it is generally what is holding me up a little bit. So, I'm gonna try and get back on that train, but it might be a little bit of a slow going just because I'm working a lot on the podcast, trying to make sure I'm posting on my Instagram every day, trying to grow that, and just grow the community, and inspire more people, because that's what I want to do, guys. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I'll see you guys next week. I hope you guys are enjoying the guests I'm having on. I'm really enjoying interviewing them, so I hope you enjoyed those. But yeah, I hope you all had a great open season. If you made it to quarterfinals, congratulations. Enjoy that. Push hard in those workouts, and I'm excited for you.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Built for Strength podcast. Please subscribe, leave a 5-star review, and share it with someone who you think might enjoy it as well. You can follow me on Instagram at AlexisJRobel. If you want to be on the podcast, I have an inquiry form in the description for you to fill out. And if you have any more questions or suggestions, you can email me, builtforstrengthpodcast@gmail.com. See you guys next week.